Welcome back, guys. I actually wasn't planning on making this particular video, but I was doing a lot of thinking this morning and I had some major epiphanies and felt really inspired to come on here and talk about this because I know how important this truly is. And I really feel like I was guided to talking about this. Before we get into it, I do want to say that this is going to be some real talk. It's going to be completely candid, but please just know, please just know that this is all coming from a place of love. Truly all the love and support and belief in you that I can possibly have within my heart. I'm going to be speaking from that place today. So just know that anything I say that may come across harsh is not meant to whatsoever, okay? So we are going to be talking about how to reach true body positivity, okay? But before we do that, hey guys, I'm Jessie Riemann and I'm a certified eating disorder recovery coach, personal trainer, and manifestation coach. And on this channel, we talk about overcoming eating disorders and body dysmorphia and how to manifest your dream life using self-love techniques and by building more self-confidence. Basically, I'm going to help you fire that negative inner self-critic and help you unleash, truly unleash your inner confident badass. Okay, I want to start by saying that I get why typically your guys' number one concern or the questions that I get asked the most tend to be about, feeling insecure about your body, wondering if you're going to have to stay at the weight that you've become through recovery, wondering if overshoot is ever going to come off, why it hasn't come off at X point in your recovery. I totally get it, okay? I've been there. I went through that process. I was terrified. I felt so insecure. I did. I promise you I get it. And obviously, because I've talked about this so much, you guys already know that my standpoint when it comes to talking about overshoot and the whole concept of losing overshoot is that, yeah, absolutely. I believe that it is 100% possible for you, and that ultimately it doesn't matter if I believe it, that you have to believe it, and that probably the most important thing I'm always trying to get across with every video, every client I work with, all the content that I'm putting out, is that the most important thing that we all have to work on with recovery and truly for the rest of your life is building very deep self-love and self-acceptance and a base level of confidence that is independent of what you do for other people, what other people think of you, and that in and of itself is the most, like I said, the most important thing above losing overshoot. But that also, as a result of working on that, what I see is that the body tends to let go as a result of having this, like I said, deep sense of self-love and self-acceptance, because you're no longer fighting against your body, okay? So obviously you guys know that these are my beliefs and this is what I'm always trying to teach. But the other fact of the matter is this: the reason that you still don't feel true body positivity, 6 months in, a year and a half, 2 years in, however far you are into your recovery, is because you're so focused on it all the time. And I don't say that to be mean. I did it too. But the whole other point of recovery should be to get to a place where you're not thinking about your body much of the time, because your body should only be this much of who you value yourself to be, who you identify with. And other than the fact that I'm always talking about lack of self-love and self-confidence and self-worth is usually truly the root cause of the eating disorder, so is making your appearance and the way your body looks the only thing you value yourself for, and the only thing that makes life worth living. And what I see a lot of you guys doing, and again, I'm saying that I did this too, so I'm not criticizing you, I just feel like this needs to be said, is that you're still spending most of your time and most of your days worrying and stressing about when your overshoot's going to come off, that you're having to buy bigger clothes, that you have to go to some family or friend event or like a wedding or something like that, and God forbid people might see you, and you have to take pictures, and a lot of you say to me that you would rather stay home and not experience any of these things because of the way you think your body looks, and you spend a lot of time on social media, either on the spectrum of looking at other people's bodies that you wish you looked like, or sometimes, hopefully it's not a lot of you, criticizing other people that you think shouldn't be talking about losing overshoot or just losing weight, period. It's just becoming the sole focus of your life. And that shouldn't be the point of recovery. I mean, certainly watching the recovery videos for a while and teaching yourself about the concepts and reaffirming those concepts in your mind are incredibly helpful. I needed that. I still end up suggesting it to a lot of people because it takes a while to rewire your brain to believe this stuff. And obviously, I want you to take, and you should want for you to take the time to do the work, do the exercises, to start focusing on reasons to feel good about yourself other than how your body looks, and remembering to count your small wins with recovery, and to be proud of yourself and be grateful for aspects that have improved your life as a result of recovery. But then there comes a point where, yes, do that work, but then you gotta be getting your mind off of this stuff, you guys. And a huge part of what I talk about in coaching is that we gotta be bringing back into your life, or new into your life, like hobbies, interests that you didn't even have the space to be able to think about or want while you were disordered. And as you're getting recovered, that should be your goal. So, if you used to have interests that you haven't pursued for a long time outside of dieting and extreme exercise, in other words, ways to make your body the sole focus of how you value yourself, get back into those things. Or if you need new ones, think of things that might be cool and interesting to you, because I promise you, when you focus on doing things that A, get your mind off of the eating disorder, and B, that you start to improve at, the better you get at those things, it's going to build your confidence, which goes back to what I was saying earlier about building this deep sense of self-confidence that has nothing to do with your body or how you look. And it's going to help you to relax about this whole thing. It's going to give you a sense of body positivity, because before you know it, you're going to be like, oh wow, I just went 3 days without even thinking about my body. And that's major progress. And this should be your goal, guys. This is a major, major, major part of getting stuck in quasi-recovery for God knows how long. I hope this doesn't happen, but I'm just saying it's so common. And I need to talk to you guys about this, because, like I said, certainly focusing on recovery is so important, but it cannot be the only focus of the rest of your life. If nothing else, that's just going to be a substitute for being obsessed with the eating disorder, because you're still focused on and obsessed with your body. And there's got to be more to life than just your body, So just to give you an example, in my own recovery, I guess I started to realize that I really wanted my life to be more than worrying about how I was going to look in a picture, or seeing someone in person, because if you don't already know, let me just remind you guys, when I was in recovery, I was still a personal trainer. This was long before COVID, and I had to go to a primarily bodybuilder gym that I'd already been going to for about 5 years, training my clients out of. And I still knew that I was going to have to go there every day. And if you think that that wasn't scary and challenging, you are wrong. It was very scary. And of course I went through the feelings of being worried about what other people would think after they had already seen me, super buff and super shredded and living the bodybuilder lifestyle. But I at least knew that I wasn't going to go back to that for me, because I had made the decision to recover, to get my life back, to get my health back. And so the first thing that I did was I said, okay, I have a responsibility as a professional with a business, with clients, to go in here and be professional. So how can I do that to the best of my ability? And I said, I'm going to walk in there every day with my shoulders pulled back. I'm going to make eye contact with people. I'm going to smile, and I'm just going to do the best I can to be happy and grateful and just come across with good energy. And surprisingly, to a lot of you, it's not surprising to me now, but it worked. And it helped me get through that situation so much easier. And as a result of that, I had better interactions with people. And as I did that, then I started to see, you know what? Like, what else could I be doing with my life that isn't around any of this eating disorder stuff or recovery stuff? And a lot of you guys know that singing has been an incredible passion throughout my life, that because of the eating disorder for me, I was so terrified to do, because I was so just hypercritical of myself, and I hardly did it at all during the eating disorder for that reason. So I started to bring it back in, and I was just like, I don't need to do this for anybody else. I love music and I love singing, so I'm just gonna sing in my car, and I'm gonna practice more. And the better I got, it made me feel better about myself and built on my confidence, like I'm always telling you guys. For me personally, I also have a huge interest in psychology. So actually this is another form of helping to get my mind off of stuff. I hired a therapist, and he taught me about the Enneagram, and I was so completely fascinated by the Enneagram that I started to study it more. And then I felt even better about myself, because it allowed me to better understand different kinds of people and what would improve my relationships with people, which was another thing that I focused on improving, was how do I improve my friendships and the relationships I have with my family. And so these are just a few examples of things that I started doing. And as I did these things, the less and less I was thinking about my body and my appearance. And then before you know it, little by little, because I wasn't so focused on it, I was feeling more relaxed. I was doing things that was building upon my confidence, making me feel stronger, making me feel worthy as a person. My relationships with people were starting to improve. I was feeling more grateful for things. And even before any overshoot came off, I truly started to feel happy and grateful for life, because I was actually doing stuff that I enjoyed doing. And that's the message I want to bring across to you guys, is this has got to happen if you want to get fully recovered. And yes, of course, in my own experience and as I've seen with clients too, as a result of doing this, your body starts to relax, because you're not tense and thinking about it and focused on why it hasn't done this or that or whatever for you. And it goes, and you can relax. And then what I tend to see is if overshoot's going to come off, that's when it's going to, truly. So if nothing else, your motivation to do this stuff, to have hobbies, to have interests, to get your mind off of eating disorder recovery, should be to get a life back, to actually be able to get up every day and be like, oh wow, I have so much worth outside of my body. And when you do this, you care so much less about what other people are doing with their bodies, whether they're losing weight, gaining weight, on some kind of weight loss journey, or touting some kind of new fitness program or whatever, because you're not really thinking about that stuff anymore, because it's no longer your main interest, your main focus. And then you start to worry less. I'm not saying that it goes away altogether, because we're human. But you worry less and less about what other people are going to think about a picture of you or what you look like in person. What I want to say about that really quickly is this. It's human nature to notice a change. So like, first off, so if you're worried about like seeing friends or family that you haven't seen in a long time because you've put on weight throughout recovery, understand that like, if they notice it right off the bat, it's human nature. I was saying this to a client the other day. If I all of a sudden decided to, chop all my hair off into a pixie cut and dye it bright pink, you guys would notice it. It would be the first thing that you would notice as soon as I got on a video or as soon as I got on a call with a client. But as long as I was feeling good about that and loving it and feeling confident, you would only notice it right away. And then the thing that you would notice is how happy and confident I feel. What I'm always saying to clients is, people may notice something like your body changing or whatever right off the bat, but the thing that they're going to remember the most is how you made them feel when they left that interaction. And so as you're doing these esteemable things, building confidence because you're bringing things back into your life that you feel passionate about, you're getting better at them, which is building on your confidence, you're going to have things to talk about besides that, I know that I've gained weight, It's like, I'm doing this and I'm working on myself and I'm so excited to be doing this thing. And that's what people are going to remember about you, you guys. Like, I promise you, this is the missing piece to quasi recovery. If you want to get unstuck, again, obviously keep doing the work that we talk about on this channel to build self-love and self-acceptance around your body and do affirmations and that kind of stuff. And then get your mind off of it. Don't have that be one portion of the day, or if you're still watching recovery videos, whatever, have that be one piece of the day and then go, okay, I have to go do something else. And I want it to be something that I actually look forward to. So if you don't know what that is yet, explore. Is there something artistic that you've always wanted to do, right? So like for me in the last year, if you don't already know, I've been learning Korean because I just thought it sounded cool. I'm not doing it to please anybody, right? It's just something fun that I do, and the better I get at it, it makes me feel good. So is there a new language that might be interesting to you? Is there something that you've always wanted to learn more about that you could maybe start studying or pick up a course on it, Is there something that you've been wanting to do with your kids and that you think would be fun, and maybe you start doing that more often? Literally even something as simple too, in terms of like with family, having like game nights, or, something like nobody's talking about their body when they're playing Monopoly or Pictionary, Hopefully you get the idea from this, but again, I don't mean this to be harsh, but it also does need to be said. This has to change. You guys, if you want to see this positive change, if you want to feel good about yourself, if you want to have a life outside of body focus and food, then you have to start changing it. And the way to do that is by doing more things that make you feel good, that make you feel happy, and that build on your self-confidence, because literally anything you're good at now, you got that way because you practiced it over and over. And it's going to be like this too. I promise you. In the beginning, of course, it's a little hard because your brain is so used to focusing on your body. But the more you do it, the more, like I said, you're going to notice, it's going to be like, whoa, I didn't think about my body for 2 days or a week. And when you recognize that, you're going to be like, cool, it's working. And then you're going to see how much faster and more efficiently your recovery moves. So I sincerely hope that you guys took this from a place of love, because that's honestly my intention. Because I believe in you guys, and I know what every single one of you is capable of. I get so many messages from you guys, and you're such amazing people, but you're not seeing that because you're still focused on what's not right with your body. So anyway, that's all I'm gonna say for today. If you like this video and would like to see more videos, be sure to subscribe and click the bell, and choose all notifications if you want to make sure that you never miss an update. And if you did find this video helpful, please feel free to give it a big thumbs up. It really and truly does help us to reach more people who also wish to learn how to have more self-confidence, how to love themselves more, and how to be done with dieting. Bye guys.